Well, no, let's talk fantasy because the last time you were on, we did talk about it, and I knew that you'd played a long time and won a few times, but now you're coming off of a win. So you're joining us as the reigning champ. So who helped you win?
So no, so I will say we have an amazing league. This will be Fantasy Bowl 29 coming up. So it's been 28 years. Like, it's hard to get in this league. Someone's pretty much got to die. It's a 3-day draft. We actually do our draft the afternoon of opening night, Thursday in September. So we do the draft all afternoon, and then the first game of the season is that night. And now this year there's a game on Friday, which will make it even more fun because we'll be together on Friday, and it's extravagant gifts. I'm actually working on my champion's gift that I've got to give the league for winning my fourth fantasy title. Anyway, it's a big deal.
Well, no, so you give the gifts as the champion?
Well, the league gives gifts to everyone every year. We get draft T-shirts, and it's insane how much garb we have. There's an actual champions jacket that's a yellow, just like you'd get it for the Hall of Fame, that's got the league on it that only the champions have. So we do a presentation of the jackets, but the champion buys a gift for everybody, a fun something that's league related, which I don't know how that works because we won the whole thing, but
it doesn't make sense, but that's cool.
So who helped me win a championship? Again, forgive me to those listening that are like, my wife calls fantasy football snooze fest. So if
our listeners love it. We love it here. We're
all right,
good
deal. All right. So no, it was a good year. I traded up for the 4th pick in the draft because I wanted Tyreek Hill, and that worked well. No, my team was actually fairly ridiculous. I mean, I had Tyreek, Amon-Ra, and Pittman were my receivers. I rode the Jameer. I actually had the Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery, Amon-Ra trio for almost the whole season. I made some trades. I had, again, I had Rashad White, just some unglamorous guys at the beginning of the year that played out, and made a trade for Jalen Hurts at quarterback. So I had a really good, it was one of those good years, highest scoring team, number 1 seed, and got it done in the championship. So, I mean, I don't mean to brag, but
no, that's right. You absolutely do. You got to. That's part of the deal. Well, but to go number 1 in the regular season and win it all, that doesn't always happen. That doesn't
always happen. And some of my guys didn't do well in the championship, but when that's where if you're loaded, you can afford to have a couple guys lay an egg. And but I will say, like, obviously this is a busy job. I have limited margin of things that I pick. And so it surprises people to know, honestly, during the season, I listen to fantasy radio in the car. Like when I get ready in the morning, I listen to it. Like John Hansen is like it's not stressful. It's filling me with information that helps me to something that I love. And that first Sunday when the season ends in November is like so sacred to me, where I sit and I finally get to watch games, and I got all my screens, and I'm like, do not bother me. I'm finally going to get to watch football, because on Sundays we're at the racetrack, and when the season starts, and I don't get to watch the games.
Wow. So you're really dependent on other information, not necessarily your own watching every Sunday.
It's awful. Oh yeah. So I'm not watching the games, but I mean, during the week, I'm reading everything and I know what's going on. But during the games, we have a text chain, and I often find out that my guys scored from the text chain because I'm not watching the game, and the service is limited sometimes at the racetrack. But make no mistake, I am checking as frequently as I can. And if you see me fist pump in the race, it's not always because we made a pass. It's because Amon-Ra just got a 12-pointer or something, and I'm trying to contain myself. So I am well aware of what's going on. I'm all in.
I love it. That's awesome. So I imagine you're a 1 league guy then?
I am. We played in a league where I had a second league with the drivers.
Okay.
But actually the guy here, JJ, who was our commissioner, he passed away, and we just sort of, in honor of him, we stopped doing it. But I'll do we'll move on to the other stuff, but a quick fantasy story. Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, they were all in the league. And one year when we won the championship in 2015, we're in victory lane. Kyle Busch gets out of his car, and his first comment to me, confetti, was asking me how Charkandrick West did, because I had just traded him because I guess Jamal Charles had gotten hurt and he had Charkandrick. So I just thought, we just won the championship, and Kyle Busch is asking me about the backup running back for the Chiefs. I just thought that encapsulates fantasy football. And when you're in, you're in.
You're in. I love it. You can't fight it. You
Why
care.
why bother trying? So yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Some might not understand it, but those of us that do, we get it.
It is fairly silly to people who don't understand it. I totally admit that, but I make no apologies for it.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Well, we love fantasy football here, and that's why we've added Jesus to the conversation with fantasy football, and so that's why we do fantasy football fellowship, and so we're diehards.
You got to get our league on that.
That's right. Yeah, let them know for sure. That'd be awesome.